folks, and welcome to Monday night edition of Bum Talk News, episode 33. We're a third through 100 and almost at the end of the year. I am your host, Jay Bums, along with my charismatic co-host,
Danny Bums.
That's right, we're back, and it was an action-packed week from Thursday to Sunday. So for a 4-day spread, like to our episode tonight to break down everything you need to know about pro wrestling, boxing, and UFC.
MMA.
MMA.
Oh yeah, UFC.
Yeah, UFC, but MMA. But the biggest card up into this year for UFC 244, one of the biggest Saudi shows for the WWE, and then obviously Canelo fights twice a year, and this is one of the weekends that we get able to cover him, along with obviously the biggest UFC fight of the year, and also up to so far, and then obviously WWE crown jewel. So Danny Bums, I pass the ball to you like LeBron to Anthony Davis.
What a weekend! Possibly the biggest weekend of the year when it comes to college sports, rivaling next month, December
14.
Because
UFC 245.
When's the WWE card next month?
I believe it's the 15th. That's Sunday too.
Oh my God!
Because they don't usually because they don't do like too late in the holidays. It's about a month. Actually, no way, the 22nd, because Survivor Series is the 23rd, so that'll be too soon for them. So it's about Survivor Series is the 23rd of the,
okay.
Yeah, so
because the PBC has a card that night.
Mm-hmm. And Gervonta's fighting too that night too.
No, he fights later in the month. I think he fights the 28th.
28th.
At the end. PBC's got a card. Top Rank's got a card. A
Mm-hmm.
big triple threat on ESPN.
Regular ESPN, right?
UFC obviously has a big fight, and then DAZN's doing something Friday night.
So I do apologize. Yes, TLC is December 15th. So I do apologize. I do apologize. Yeah, it is. So you're saying So obviously, like
I know there's a PBC card. I don't know who it is. I forget who it is. I think it's probably one of the Charlos. I don't know.
And then the Fry is the zone with Chavez versus Daniel Jacobs.
I don't know if you heard, Chavez has been literally running away from Vada, like literally.
No, I'm testing.
So
Now usara Vada.
Like literally running away. So it's in jeopardy.
Yeah.
And if not, then it's gonna be the gateway of the one of the biggest gateway keepers in boxing, Gabe Rosado, against this Danny Jacobs at 168.
Okay, all right. Still a packed weekend again, like you said.
Yeah.
You have the T-Buff fight, you have the PBC fight, like you mentioned.
The ESPN Top Rank,
ESPN
and then the
Top
UFC,
Rank.
and then that Sunday you have
TLC.
this nonsense.
Mm-hmm. So it's about another 2 months away, more or less.
But I think this weekend definitely tops it, and we'll start off with arguably the biggest UFC MMA pay-per-view of the year.
UFC 244.
UFC 244.
Mm-hmm.
No titles, and they were able to do it with a mega main event in Masvidal versus Diaz for the baddest mother
the BMF
title.
Mm-hmm.
These two veterans of the fight game,
same age,
been in the UFC or fight at the high level for over a decade, over 15 years, and just two people that are cut from the same cloth.
Absolutely correct. Come from the streets.
What a show! The president was out there. It was an MSG.
The Rock.
UFC. The 3 out of the 4 years they've been to the MSG, they have delivered.
They have.
Last year
was just they're trying to put things together last minute. Yeah. So and we'll talk about that at the end of our UFC segment.
But it was an awesome card. What do you think of the card?
So yeah, like you mentioned, like Danny Bum mentioned, even though it was a fight with no legit title or actual weight class division on the belt, it wasn't a bad card per se. It started obviously with Kevin Lee.
Yeah. Well, before that was the whole light heavyweight contenders
on
with Johnny Walker and Corey Anderson, which people thought Johnny Walker would definitely win. And
we'll sleep Corey Anderson. Yeah. Corey's a veteran. He's been on for a long time.
So. And that was amazing for Corey to do that.
The way he just
was so angry too, people, because
and then he apologized.
Yeah, well, the thing is that it was one of those situations. When the UFC's trying to put someone over.
Yeah.
And they completely failed.
Multiple times.
Like with Yair versus the guy from Jersey, Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
Completely failed.
Yeah, Paige Van Zandt, that also failed too.
So yeah, so it's either, I think it's gonna be for John, it's gonna be either Corey or Reyes. It'd be awesome to meet Dominic because he's undefeated, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. And Yeah, congrats, Corey Anderson. He said if it doesn't get a title shot, he said he's out of the UFC.
No, I mean he's a true veteran. He's like another OSP. He's been on the block for a long time.
He got knocked out by PB1, Jimmy Manuwa, and that guy's done.
He retired, right? Didn't he retire?
Yeah, he retired.
Yeah, he retired. Damn, a bunch of people retired. You know, Gustafsson retired too. A bunch of people retired.
Mm.
Then
that's why light heavyweight's kind of boring.
Yeah, it's literally light. On no pun intended, it's light.
I think the biggest threat that John got injured, which is the Brazilian kid Santos.
Thiago Santos, yeah.
So good.
Powerful man.
So
like
good.
he is. His body's not a light heavyweight title. He looks like a big cruiserweight heavyweight guy. Huge guy was little.
But yeah, congrats. We'll see what happened with there. I think I don't even know when John's fighting, because January's the McGregor.
Cause remember, oh, go ahead.
And then they said either March or April was going to be Habib.
Yes.
And these are fights that are not like co-mains.
No, they're definitely the main event.
Then you also have to put. I'm eager to see how they set up next year.
Well,
but whatever.
Remember, John Jones said, I forget. You might remember which fight, but he said he would like to fight ideally 3 times a year, which could have happened because he fought in March.
He did fight 3 times a year.
March. He fought March again.
He fought December, March, July. That's 3 times.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, well, like in a calendar year. Yeah, so he did. Yeah, and then he fought back in he fought March and he fought in July. Obviously, so like you said, it's all pieces of the puzzles. John Khabib, Conor, because back in January, you know, it's like kind of like a where do you fit him on a schedule? Maybe February, but February tends to be like
March is always Vegas.
Yes, it has been for the past couple of years. Yep.
So who's getting that? It's probably Habib or not John Jones.
Or it could alternate March 1, then April 1. Obviously, we don't know yet, obviously, but
because I think the plan is to put for him fight 2 years because he's not fighting in the summer because of Ramadan. So he's definitely fighting September in Abu Dhabi because that's now the plan to go there for like the next couple of years. So he's already getting that. So I think that makes sense for him money wise to fight in Vegas
twice a year. So you figure March and then obviously September, which is about 4 months about 6 months apart. But obviously,
whatever.
So maybe John fights in April, maybe or February. Who knows?
Yeah.
February usually isn't a big card in pay-per-views buys. Usually it's like a
we'll see.
Quiet card.
We'll see. But yes. Anyways, moving on to the main card. Kevin Lee versus the undefeated kid from Long Island, but not really. Gregor
Zaxxon. Yeah.
Wow. I thought Kevin Lee needed that, or else I not his career, but his UFC career because he's still young. He's like 27. Mm-hmm. A lot of his UFC career was on the line there. And and I had a feeling he was just gonna destroy this kid because I just had a feeling. And
he did, like I said, he came out guns blazing, and we talked about it for the fight. You mentioned, this guy got his out in the first round, which
he didn't test that.
He didn't test that. He didn't test that, but he did kind of go gun blazing. He didn't go 100%, but he kind of went gun blazing in the first round.
That's how Kevin Lee is, though. That's why.
And then it was a nice knockout too, to be honest. It was a nice
one contender for
knockout
of the year.
How like he just paused the guy. He was like like that. He knocked him out, and then he's been hyping his guy up, saying he's the best grappler.
Well, him and I forgot, and Ben Askren have like stellar collegiate
careers
or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Congrats, man! Congrats. I like the matchups. I like there's like and I feel like with the light heavyweight divisions, there's there's 2 sides of like it. Like on the upper side of the rankings, there you have the Habibs, the Gaethjes, the Connors, the maybe Cowboys, the Fergusons, right?
The contenders you want to say?
And on the bottom you have the Hookers, the Islams, the Felders, the Lees, you know?
Yeah, so, that's fair enough. It's like to say an A team and a B team to a certain extent.
Yeah, so we'll see how they what they do with just eager to see what they do in 2020 with all these matchups like the Lees, the Islams, I would love to see. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I remember.
Well, Islam is he's been caught on steroids.
Really?
Yeah.
Previous counters.
Yeah.
Pre-UFC?
No.
Oh man.
I said that. You can tell I'm such a hater.
Go ahead. Enlighten us.
Anyways, that's beside that's why I'm a hater. That was very besides the point. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, it's all right. But it happens. It happens.
Yeah. I don't know who. I don't know. Who do you think of all those guys as on top? Lee?
The A squad or B squad?
The B squad. Is it Lee? Is it Fel? I don't think Felder. Is it Islam? Is it?
Do you include this guy, Federer?
Who?
Paul Felder.
I just said Felder.
Felder. He said Felder. Hooker, no. Barboza,
Hooker just destroyed freaking.
Yeah, I know. Dan Hooker is a phenomenal. Yeah, he's a phenomenal. I would say because I guess already because of stardom per se to say according to UFC, I would say probably Kevin Lee just because he's been given that role.
I agree. He's the biggest name of the
he's been given
the JV team.
Yeah, so him Barboza obviously he's a veteran, so the name's already known. But maybe his time has passed because obviously he lost to Gaethje and then he lost to Felder back in September. So yeah, I'll probably say Kevin Lee. He had a small like main event run.
Yeah.
So
good for him.
Fair enough to say him. He's probably,
and they've given him plenty of chances. Like the fact that he was on the main card of this.
No, he was originally scheduled to be on the prelims. Yeah, but then they gave him a chance. Yeah, you know what?
Like, and if you think ever since the Chiesa fight, he's been eventing.
That was 2 summers ago, June 2017. Yeah, I remember that. Ever since that fight,
so he's fought at a high level.
He has, and I guess he has the mouth to at least back it up.
Yeah, going on to the next fight. Congrats to Kevin Lee. Eager to see what they do with you in 2020.
We'll see.
Next fight is the
heavyweight, right?
The heavyweights. Yeah. Derek Lewis,
former
title contender, versus some Bulgarian guy.
Stabbed multiple times. Yeah. Versus, I think Ivan.
I don't know. I felt like the Bulgarian might have edged it. I would have been fine with a tie, but I guess whatever.
It was a split decision. Yeah.
I guess Derek Lewis won that. Cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they were dominating rounds by each fighter, but like I think that Derek Lewis had more momentum going into the fight.
Right.
I wouldn't say he dominated each round.
Maybe.
But he had a couple of shots and everything. It was a good fight. I think he got tested really well. Because obviously, if I'm correct, Derek Lewis' last fight was back in March when he got knocked out by JDS.
Yeah. It took some time.
It took some time off. Obviously, it's a good fight for him. Obviously last year, whether the title shot was warranted or not, he fought Daniel Cormier last year. Whether it's warranted or not, or whatever you think about it, he got submitted by Daniel Cormier. But it's a good. I think it's a good. I don't want to say warm fight, but it's a good pickup fight. A top 10 opponent. He's back in the game again. Maybe fight a possible top 5 opponent. Maybe like you said, maybe if Greg Hardy beats Alexander Volkov next week.
That's a great fight to see. Fight to watch.
And yeah, Volkov's like ranked number 9 or 8, so it's up his alley.
Yeah, that's a great fight to watch. I'm going for Hardy.
That's a Russian card. I know that's in the afternoon slot.
Beats fighting some crazy undefeated kid.
A prospect, yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't think he should be fighting these guys. I think he needs to go up there with the Yair.
It's just building. It's just it's building people
but
up.
I feel like also besides at 45, who's there besides Volkanovski?
Well,
it's either Zabit and Yair, right?
Yeah, because Aldo just went down. Obviously, who knows if that's permanent?
I don't even think he's gonna make weight. By the way, trust me, he's not making weight.
He's had history. Obviously, on 45.
He's not making weight. And he's gonna fight a killer at 35.
Yeah.
That's not a good.
Granted, granted, maybe that's the reason why he took off almost a whole year, a long time off to get ready for this. So maybe he might make weight class because he hasn't fought. But yeah, as far as the featherweights,
I think it's just Zabit. Once Zabit gets to do the guy, I mean, after Volkanovski, and mind you, Volkanovski is he's probably Max's hardest fight.
Mm-hmm.
But
he deserves it for Mary. Like he went.
But then there's also the winner of the Ortega and the Korean Zombie.
Especially who pulled out the victory.
But even then, I still think Yair and Zabit are more in line after this fight with Volkanovski.
That's fair enough. And then like you said, obviously depending on the outcome of Ortega and Korean Zombie, depending on how it ends, it might warrant Ortega a rematch, or if Korean Zombie comes out because he's a big popular.
How do we get to talking about this? How do we go from heavyweight?
You said featherweight. You said who else in the featherweight can fight?
You're talking about heavyweights, though, right?
No, they went to featherweights.
Oh no, you mentioned the whole Russia card.
The Russian card, yeah, against the beat, yeah.
So yeah, Derek Lewis versus Greg Hardy. I think it'll also be a good fight for Greg Hardy. We'll see how he does against this guy.
Him and his controversial record, 2-2-0, I think it is now.
I don't know.
But yeah. Moving on to the next fight. I'm excited about this fight. It's a welterweight. It's become Stephen Thompson's second home, New York. I think it's third time he's fighting here since the New York 2016, 16, 17. Last year they didn't fight. Then he fought 19.
He also kind of whooped Masvidal in 2017 in MSG. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, throwing it out there. Yeah, and then he drew to Tyron Woodley. And he fought up and coming contender Vincent Luque from New Jersey. Did I know that? Bergen County.
Fights out of New Jersey.
Fights out of New Jersey, but he was born here though.
Mm.
He's like one of us, like born here, Brazilian. So yeah, I liked it because it's a typical veteran versus young guy come up the block, and Wonderboy Thompson showed why he's still a contender. Maybe not a title shot next, but he whooped the guy pretty good. Like it wasn't an ass whooping, but he showed, okay, I'm still on top here. I
have no idea what to do with him next.
It's hard, man.
Because I know
when you have so many alpha males,
that,
alpha dogs.
Yeah, because I'd have to look at the rank. Ooh, Paz Benizio.
Yeah, he hasn't fought in a year. Since next month will be a year, right? But apparently he's been complaining about
Yeah, he won one fight.
Politics, politic in UFC.
The guy thinks he deserves a title shot after that.
And just because he won in his home soil too.
I think that's a good matchup for him.
I like that. I do like that matchup because they show the rankings and they're in. I think Thompson was 6 and Ponzinibbio was 8, so it's relatively close by. I take a matchup. What you want to see Tyrone versus Wonderboy?
No, because the reason why the rumored co-main event for the January pay-per-view is
18, bro.
Is Woodley versus Edwards.
I like that. I definitely like that. I guess
that's a good card.
I guess when I
put them both over.
I guess we're not gonna see Woodley versus Lawler, not anytime soon.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, but I like that matchup.
Maybe Thompson gets a loser of the title picture next month. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah.
Maybe they offered it. No, I don't think.
I don't think Masvidal is interested. Like Diaz are not really interested in the belt, at least for the moment.
No, the thing is, Masvidal even said it as much shit as he talking about. I don't want to jump into this.
We'll get there, yeah. All right. So we'll get there. But anyway, congrats to Wonderboy. He's 2-1-0.
Yeah, he really beat that boy up.
He beat it. Yeah, it was a good whooping. A couple punches and everything. You saw him switch styles a couple times. You saw the karate in him and everything. You heard some of the kicks. But congrats to the Wonderboy. And now to the co-main event, where Darren Till, former welterweight contender, was undefeated at a point, made the class up to 15 pounds, and he went to fight.
And I thought he'd get slept against this kid, man.
Against Kevin Gastelum.
He got finished by Woodley, got not destroyed by Masvidal.
Yeah. Who welcomed Kevin Gastelum, who Gastelum was a top 5 contender.
As boring as it was, I'm happy for Till.
It was a snooze fest.
And I don't really believe Gastelum I never believed he was a contender. I never did, only because it's like people forgot he got slept. But maybe I'm a Chris Weidman guy, but people just completely forgot he got slept. He tapped out to a guy who's really doing not that good right now.
Yeah, and then he beat Belfort, obviously, but he was tested positive for marijuana, so that fight got overturned. I think I do agree with that. I don't think two things.
No, he goes on TMZ. He says I'm the key to this division. Well, like Israel just beat you.
That was funny.
And then you go to lose to a welterweight. I'm like, sit down, bro.
Well, Gastelum was a natural welter, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Then he's doing that towel shit when he didn't need to. Because when it's a non-title bout, you can go a pound over. You can come in at 86.
86.
And he was at 84 and they did that.
Yeah.
He didn't need to.
I guess maybe just playing it safe. Playing it safe. But yeah, like I kind of feel I relate to what you're saying. I don't think Gastelum's a star, but I think they usually try to push him.
I'm not saying that, and just never believed he was a contender.
You know what his biggest victory was?
Well, I think the thing is he knocked out
former champion and Michael Bisping,
and then the thing is that champion wasn't even nowhere near
in the right place and right. Yeah.
But I guess that gives you weight.
Yeah, it definitely does, and like I said, it gives you steam, and obviously when you're backed up from Ali and the management team, it's like all politics.
It sucks we never got to see Luke Rockhold and Chris Weidman run it back. I have no idea who wins that fight. I have absolutely no idea.
That's gonna be 4 years ago in December. 4 years ago. Think how much.
That's the last time I ever saw Luke Rockhold. Except, like on a professional, like in a high level.
Remember when we saw Rocco versus Bisping at Derek's house? We were going crazy. We're like, what? We're like,
he created that beast, that monster.
He kind of did. Yeah, to be honest,
I did not expect that.
No one did.
So yeah. What happens now?
Darren Till the one, yo, Romero. I know that.
No one wants yo. Romero.
I see you soon, boy.
And I thought Romero edged
Paulo Costa,
Ricky Martin over there.
Ricky Martin, Brazilian.
I had it 2-1.
Yeah. You know what?
That's that guy.
And
but at the same time,
but he's decommissioned after 8 months.
How many chances of the belt has he gotten and he lost?
He's got technically, if you count Rockhold, technically it's 3 times. Technically speaking.
Yeah, he could have got that.
Yeah. Well, actually, he did, but obviously then they unified.
Yeah, why they put Rockhold in there with him?
That punch is crazy, right?
Why they put him in there?
Everyone loves that video. Yo, Rockhold knockouts are the best. It's probably some kind of like YouTube compilation. I think definitely someone on YouTube definitely put up a compilation together of Rockhold being knocked out like
I have no idea
viciously.
what happens. I think the plan in that division next is to do Yo Romero. He rightfully deserves it because I thought he beat
Paulo Costa,
Ricky Martin. So.
And then you saw his comment. He's like, you saw Israel. He said, I see you soon, boy. And then you clap back.
Oh, yo, went crazy.
He's like, wait, what you mean? What you say when I see you soon?
I got it.
You wanna say it? Why you say when? What you mean if?
No. You know say.
I love this. I'm sorry, but this is the best part here.
Hey, Israel. What you say, I see you, boy? What you say?
What you say?
I see you soon, boy. No. You don't need to say something like this. Give me the fucking day. Give me the fucking day. Tell him that Dana White the fucking day. All right? That's it.
Tell her Dana White. Yeah, I remember I tagged him. I'm like, yo, that's up there with him. Michael's Bisping when he was in Cuba, and he goes, "You need to respect my country. You need to respect my flag." Yo, Romero, character, class. What we got over here?
Hey, Dana, give me the fucking ball.
Well, I mean, Israel is literally a boy compared to Yo Romero.
Yo, the UFC protected Michael Bisping, bro.
Of course. Dude,
like,
it's all politics.
Was the clear winner, man.
It's all politics,
and
too,
then,
man.
Yo, what this guy would have done to him. Yo, but like Weidman was winning that fight, man.
And then
they got that knee.
But then Pretty Boy got the best of him.
Whatever. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what to do with Till. I don't even know what's going on.
Gastelum, I think Gastelum was like I think 5 or 6, right? I think.
No, you know what I think they do. You get to see now that he lost Gastelum versus Whitaker. Boom.
Oof, I like that one. They're both kind of like also like.
But at the same time, I think maybe Till deserves it because Whitaker was a pretty good champion.
He was. His problem is injuries. Obviously.
I don't know. Whitaker's obviously clearly in the picture. He's a dominant champion in a way.
You saw Darren Till's interview about how he was scared.
Yeah, he didn't want to fight. He almost faked an injury.
I mean,
which I get it, man. You come off 2 losses like that.
Come off 2 losses.
You almost get arrested and all that stuff.
He went through that. He went through that whole ordeal in that country. He went to visit, obviously. Yeah. It's a new weight class, and on top of that, you're fighting in New York. You know, it's not like you're fighting like in some small venue in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, I'm sure there's pressure, and obviously the whole visa issue he had. But congrats, he knocked out a top 5 contender, whether he's a contender or not. But we'll see who they pair him up with next. The middle, I think middleweight is good for him. He's tall.
You gotta start doing this with like the rankings up.
Yeah,
but I don't really want to do that.
I missed one thing. He didn't do the dragon pose. He does the Darren Till. Yeah. When he fights, he has like the little dragon toes.
So yeah, that was a boring fight. But I'm happy for Darren. He's back on the win, and he beat
former contender.
Poser.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the main event.
BMF.
The BMF title.
Worth 50Ks. Black Diamond, introduced by The Rock, the People's Champ. It was so electrifying because The Rock was there. God. Literally, The Rock was there. I remember
it was so electrifying that when they played the MGM, when they played this fight at the MGM, and when The Rock's music came on, my competitor reported that people thought The Rock was there. So everyone got crazy.
They're like, "Where is he? Where is he?" I remember Paul asked me. He's like, "What did they play the Rock song?" And boom, the Rock songs came up.
I think Derek said that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wrong one.
So this is not for a weight class. It's just for the baddest mofo in the game.
To me, when I first heard of this, I'm like, hey, the UFC is taking a book out of the WBC and the WBA, coming up with phony belts.
Phony belts.
So I mean, you can't say you didn't see this coming.
Let's be honest. Promoters always copy each other. You know, they mix it up.
Boxing is done far worse, so I don't even want to hear it.
So
that mess with David. Have you heard about Devin Haney and you heard what happened with Devin Haney and Lomachenko?
So how about Devin Haney? So he fought last month in New York. He made his debut
for
in
the
December.
interim, right?
Yeah, for the interim.
Mind you, it was the main title was vacant 2 weeks before that.
Yeah.
Right. A unified champion was fighting for a vacant belt.
Yeah, politics, man.
Right.
It's all politics.
Then 2 weeks later, Devin Haney wins the interim. What does WBC do now? They make Loma a franchise champion, and Devin Haney gets promoted to world champion.
You know,
and WBC says, which is what they did with Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
WBC says if he wins the last belt, Loma, he still can call himself undisputed.
Undisputed.
How?
You know, I think next time we gotta create here like a little chart board, and gotta draw everything up.
Anywho, so going back to this, you can't be mad. Boxing is done way worse.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool. I like that they're introducing that. There's kind of like an asterisk in the middleweight. I mean, with the welterweight division.
Yeah, because
I kind of like that they were taking a page out of boxing, and making like a side champion, which is kind of cool. It's not bad to have two champions.
Not at all. Not at all. It worked out for boxing for a long time.
Whatever.
But like you said, at least for the winner in this case,
not just that.
Masvidal.
You know what? They're both veterans. One of them deserves a title.
Absolutely correct. Whether or not they want it or they want to chase the goal, because we've heard Nate Diaz say multiple times, it's not really like in this picture. Masvidal has been, he's always been a contender. But it definitely puts him up there, obviously, with if Usman and Kobe fights next month. It's a what if scenario.
But going into the fight, so this is what I thought. I was going for Diaz because I love Diaz. I completely always believed that Masvidal was going to win. And that was proof. I didn't think they should have, put Diaz in there with him that quick because he beat one guy that's barely a welterweight.
Yeah.
And not just that, it was too close removed. Remember, he got that cut in the last fight.
He mentioned that he got the same cut.
So I don't think they should have made it, but I don't know. The UFC, they needed a big main event.
Exactly, yeah. So, when push comes to shove, obviously.
And, I feel like the fight was, we technically, you can't really, even if with the stoppage, you can't deny that Masvidal won that fight.
No doubt. Those 3 rounds, he whooped his ass.
The durability of Diaz is amazing. He was not even at the end of the third when he's ready for fourth, he wasn't buzzed or anything.
No, he wasn't. But then I don't know if it happened to you. That was that 1 second I thought, oh my God, Diaz is gonna get knocked out.
Oh yeah, in the first round.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, this is not what I thought was gonna happen. But yeah, like he's a tough. That's why he's beat him up. He's a tough mother effer. He really is.
Yeah. But you know what? The thing is, a lot of my friends, they're all Diaz fans, and they barely know Masvidal. They only know him for that 5-second fight.
Yeah. Mm.
You can't really see much in them. Like if you want to see a real Masvidal fight, watch the Darren Till fight.
Yeah. And that's a recent fight.
Yeah, and you know what? I love fights. I love fights when fighters are down and they come back to win.
Everyone does.
3 examples was the first Whitaker and Romero.
Yes, he told me that. You told me about that. Yeah.
Romero destroys his knee in the first round, wins the second round. This guy clearly wins the next 3 rounds. Another great example: Cejudo Moraes. Moraes is destroying this guy in the first round, and then Cejudo waits for him to gas out in the second round and destroys him. It was beautiful.
And the third one.
And then Darren Till and he goes the first round. Darren Till knocks him down. He knocks him down, and he can tell Masvidal goes like, "You better kill me, man. You better finish me because I'm gonna end you."
How about the
second
round?
Second round. Oh my God, Masvidal was a completely different fighter.
Boom.
Anywho. So going back, I always knew that like Masvidal was such a complete fighter.
He is,
and he just clearly showed that. Like his boxing, he's probably the best pure boxer.
Yeah.
In MMA and UFC.
And he's not a traditional MMA fighter.
Yeah, because
his background before he got involved with street fighting,
which is primarily based on boxing.
Yeah, boxing. So he's not a traditional MMA fighter where like I've been training since I'm 18. No, he actually lived in the streets. I'm assuming or all that stuff. And Nate Diaz too. Nate Diaz followed Nick into jiu-jitsu, and then obviously that expanded. But and you asked me the whole time. You go, I said Nate Diaz. I want him to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Masvidal won, obviously. And like I said, he won all 3 rounds. There's no.
It was just so impressive. It's like, and the thing is, I thought if it goes to the ground, like that's when Nate can have an advantage. But then at the same time, I thought well, I mean, he had very competitive battles with Conor, and Conor was smaller, so you can't really say
that's true.
That the size is gonna help him. I mean, granted, it helped him against Pettis, but Pettis is like Pettis.
Yeah, that's true. Pettis is Pettis.
So
but so then this, I mean, obviously it was brought up in the post fight conference. This makes Masvidal versus McGregor very interesting.
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
No, I think he might kill McGregor.
That's why I want to see it. That's exactly what I want to see it. I'm like, if Conor almost kind of took down Nate.
If it was the Conor of 2016, that'd be a really good fight.
Yeah, but
actually, no, I still think because.
Remember, as good as Conor is, Conor never like destroyed Nate Diaz. Like he never like owned the whole round. He completely dominated around.
And then I thought about it. I'm like, people say, Diaz is really good in the fourth or front rounds. I'm like, no, he's only good in the fourth rounds because Conor was bad and he lost his tank. That's why he was so good.
He's a bit of capitalized, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously he does have that durability. He can go hours for that with the triathlon nonsense.
But that's how I want to see Masvidal go.
Masvidal was just showing no vulnerability. Diaz had his time. Yeah, he had his moments.
He did
when he was hammer fisting when he was on bottom position. He was just hammer fist. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Or he had some really good combinations, but then Masvidal was just.
It just got countered. He just got countered. Yeah, absolutely. He got countered.
It's just incredible to see that that's the same fighter that got.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he beat Maya, but then they got beat by Thompson like that. It's crazy, like what that reality TV show did to him. That break, the mental. It's
mental.
Man.
Absolutely correct. Like you can be a great fighter. Fight 3-4 times a year, but the pressure, the weight cutting, the injuries, whatever it is. But the year off, remember, this all started. I recall it was January. It was December. It was January 2017. He beat Donald Cerrone.
He was. That's when I'm like, oh, who's that guy? Yeah. Looks cool.
Yeah, like this guy looks cute, motherfucker, talking mad shit.
Yeah, he reminds me. I even said him like he reminds me of like a Diaz brother.
Yeah.
He came into that's why 211 was
hype.
It was one of the best cards ever.
You have Poirier and Alvarez in the prelims.
Main event.
Yeah, sorry, the feature bout of the prelims.
You had Joanna.
That was probably the best. We talked about that. Probably the best card of 2017.
Masvidal. You had the heavyweights. It was what a great card, man.
And Masvidal. So
17 was crazy.
It was.
You know what's crazy though? Even Ariel Helwani said boxing had a better year 2017.
Boxing had better year than UFC. Yeah, UFC wasn't really.
God, boxing was just. I think 2019. I gotta give it to boxing as well.
Yeah.
And in terms of fight of the year, I can give you more than one hand. I can give you contenders in boxing, and I can only give you 3 contenders fight of the year.
Absolutely correct.
Which is the Santos Jones.
Mm-hmm. Great fight.
Obviously the Adesanya and Gastelum.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
Maybe Baker doesn't. Pick one.
Cejudo Moraes because he got finished. So I guess.
All right.
I don't know. Anyways,
we'll see what happens. But one thing I will say about this, as talented as Nate is, and he's still, he's in his prime. Nate still is Nate because Nate he missed 3 years. He could have done so much more.
Yeah, but he never stopped training.
No, no doubt, he never stopped training. But
how amazing you look at Pettis against Pettis is Pettis.
But yeah. I guess we got a new BMF. We'll see what happens after this.
Yeah. So what do you think? I think what I think Nate should do is he should do the same thing happened 3 years ago. He doesn't get the rematch with Masvidal or Conor, then
retire or just leave.
Yeah.
Or just come back. Yeah.
I think I know what happens. I think so. Even Masvidal's open to it. He said if he beats Cowboy, I'll fight Conor.
Yeah.
I think if Conor loses, then they'll offer the fight to Then they'll offer, I think it's all dependent on Conor. If Conor wins, they're going to give the fight to Masvidal.
Of course.
Conor. If Conor loses, then they're going to try to make the rematch with Nate. Diaz.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, I think Nate right now is thinking 2 names, like you said, Conor or George.
Or if Conor loses, they might make the trilogy with Diaz, and then George is going to be forced to fight.
Possibly fight the winner. Yeah. So yeah. So there's a. But like I said,
but then again, I mean, ranking wise, although that means nothing, Edwards deserves it way more than Masvidal.
No doubt. But this
look who he beat.
I know, but this win.
Because the only credible person he beat was Till. Yes. Askren is just new in the UFC, and Nate is not really.
Nate's just Nate. It's just
he's at the bottom of the list. I mean, of the rankings. So was Askren. But whatever, that's how I feel. That's great fight.
Great fight.
The Rock was there.
It was electrifying. Donald Trump was there.
Yeah.
Not a lot of stars were there.
Can't wait to see the numbers. You know what's funny? They haven't released numbers for a while.
Yeah, because the ESPN has so they control that now.
I'm trying to find looking for 241, which is Diaz's first one.
But no, they control that right now.
That's terrible. What, you guys freaking the zone?
They control that, so
it's terrible.
Oh, they had bad numbers the past couple of years. But anyway, moving on from the octagon, you want to go to the square circle of WWE.
Yeah.
So this past Thursday at WWE Halloween, they were at Saudi, part of the 10-year partnership with the government of Saudi Arabia, for Crown Jewel, which to me up to this point was probably the best Saudi show they have put on so far.
Clearly.
Just because of the likes of Tyson Fury, obviously fighting Braun Strowman.
Cain Velasquez. Well, that Friday night SmackDown was insane.
Oh, yeah, that was ridiculous because of what happened. We'll talk about that, too. And obviously, Team Hogan versus Team Flair, bringing back the old school guys and all that stuff. And, showing these Saudi fans, Hogan and Flair, for them must have been like a trip for them. But we're not going to talk about the whole card, obviously, because it's been too much. We're just talking about, what we thought was the 2 main events. Okay, we watched that, I think, the next day. I think we watched it on the W Network. So the first one we watched, and I believe it kicked off the card, was Cain Velasquez made his debut.
Was fun.
The first wrestler to make his debut to be a championship match versus the Beast Incarnate WWE champion Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I watched. Well, on YouTube they gave a minute clip, and the fight was 2 minutes, so I technically watched the whole half of the fight.
Yeah.
And then that night I went home and I watched it.
Yeah, we watched it. Yeah. It was like I said, it was an MMA match. It really was. The kicks, the grappling, the way that King was fighting, like it was it was trained, or it was told it was an MMA fight. So it was the kicks, the punches, and then at the end, how it ended, submission. It ended like a submission. I think it was a Kimura. But we knew it was gonna happen because obviously, if you heard, Kane is going through surgery, so he'll be off for a few months. But I think this is a preview of
What are we talking about?
About Kane versus Brock.
Okay.
I think it's a preview. See, that once Kane comes back from his injury, however long it is, I think 8 months. We'll see more Kane in the ring. Because apparently he signed a 3-year deal for WWE. So I think WWE wanted to do his match before the surgery to to get people to watch Crown Jewel and all that stuff. It's like hype tickets up, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not surprised that Kane lost. There's no doubt about that. Brock is the man.
Yeah, I haven't said it. I'm like, if no, that's not, because it's obvious. Braun. I knew that Tyson would win.
Oh, Tyson Braun. Yeah.
I mean, he's a crossover. It's just like a one-off. So they're not gonna make him lose.
No.
But Kane is gonna stick around. So
yeah. So I mean that's the plan, obviously.
And Tyson Fury is a bigger person than Kane. Like, he's a bigger star than
Cain
Velasquez.
No doubt.
So the whole time I'm like, yo, why aren't Kane and Tyson not beefing? Because like before Tyson had that before he went away, like at the time Kane was the WWE. YouTube that, like, Cain Velasquez, he'd be like, I want to fight Kane, because at the time Kane was heavyweight champion, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the match versus
it was cool. It felt like a MMA fight, except that they weren't really hitting each other. But it was cool.
It was cool. It was still cool. Nonetheless, Rey Mysterio got involved. So
yeah, that beatdown was fun.
It was actually, yeah. And the angle now apparently is that it's gonna be Rey versus Brock Lesnar. I don't know where or when, but it's like the feud they're gonna come up with.
Hey man, yo,
typical Dave versus Goliath.
It's like
typical Dave versus Goliath.
Brock Lesnar is literally like those matches that, like, how like in boxing or MMA you call people out.
Mm-hmm.
Like money fights.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar
it's hard to say because it's staged, but he is a money fight. Like, why do you think people like Pete Dunne called them out? Why do you think like Matt Riddle is
Matt Riddle.
calling out Goldberg?
I want to retire him.
These are fights.
Yeah, they're fights. Matt Riddle and Goldberg.
Yeah, that was great.
I'm not your bro, man. I hear you, man.
I hear you. That guy was talking mad shit.
He was on social media all over the place.
You think you can tell like when like Matt wasn't ready for that? I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's like oh crap.
I just ran into you. Like he turned the corner.
I'm not your bro. I hear you, man.
How you doing, man? We need to talk. I know. It was just so he was
he was
really
caught off. He was caught off guard.
That was really entertaining.
So
yeah, I mean, hey, for that, because I always hate seeing these guys come back, these legends come back and just be like these mid card losers. Like biggest example is Lashley. Although when he beat Roman at that pay-per-view last year, I thought like,
that's it.
That's why you came back.
And then Vince is like, nah.
No. But then I realized, I'm like, it's not their time anymore.
No.
They had their time when they were, that's when they were. Now it's time for you to put people over.
Exactly.
And I thought Ray was another one of those. I'm like, but I'm happy that he's in the Brock storyline because Brock is Brock.
Absolutely correct.
So I hope he does get that fight.
And he's going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And then obviously you heard the news that Brock's going to Raw.
Yeah.
So now the WWE Championship's on Raw.
I think that was to help boost the SmackDown ratings and the SmackDown.
Of course.
Yeah, because I think I think that's his call. He doesn't want to.
You know what the original plan was, though, right? So the original plan is that tomorrow's WWE's debut of that show backstage.
Okay.
So their special guest was supposed to be Paul and Brock, and then Brock was supposed to say, or I guess Paul was supposed to say, whoever speaks, that we're going to Monday Night Raw. But then with the whole debacle of the stars not leaving Saudi Arabia, they had no plan, so they had to rush this plan. So that's why Brock announced on SmackDown that I'm leaving SmackDown, I'm going to Raw. So that was the original plan. He was supposed to be the big star tomorrow on WWE backstage. And now obviously Bray Wyatt is the champion at SmackDown because he got drafted at SmackDown when they did the draft a few weeks ago.
Terrible. So Raw has two champions?
No, because Bray Wyatt he got drafted at SmackDown.
Oh, so Universal titles.
Yeah. So Bray got drafted on SmackDown. He won it at Saudi, obviously.
Oh.
So yeah. So that'd be horrible. Two champions.
Are they gonna paint it blue now?
That's a good question, right? I thought about that. I'm like, the belt was red. It was specifically for Raw. Now what are you gonna do?
All right.
Paint it blue. But that's the plan. But yeah, tomorrow backstage. Don't forget about that.
I can see how they play that off because you know how he's a fiend. He's probably gonna just redesign it himself to like in a way that's just gonna go with the whole SmackDown fiend.
That's probably true.
Keep him like that.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury, like you mentioned.
That was fun.
It was fun. That punch, though, right, Braun Strowman?
Yeah.
He watched it like twice.
He went out.
He gave him a nice jab, and he's like,
yeah, that was good.
And knocked out in 10 seconds. Oh, I mean, but like I said, obviously it was a one-time opportunity. He's not gonna lose the match.
And he got paid $15 million.
And it lasted like 10, 12 minutes.
12, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And
that was dope.
I mean, you saw it was a little slow, but Tyson took some hits. You know, like you can see he can wrestle at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a future WWE star, but he can at least wrestle, hold his ground. But yeah, I mean,
I'm waiting for Gronk to come.
That's the other rumor. The rumor is that he's supposed to be on backstage tomorrow. Rob Gronkowski and John Cena.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so there's a lot of rumors going on in WWE. And then obviously I think the biggest news is the politics behind Crown Jewel. I don't know if you heard what happened.
What's up?
So they weren't paid for the last show, WWE.
What do you mean they weren't paid?
They weren't paid because
for the one earlier this year.
I think last year's show, last November, last year's November.
What? This is the first time they heard this year.
Yeah, it was.
So they haven't paid for the November.
They haven't paid for last year. So then Vince said, "F you." So, the show got delayed 40 minutes over there. So like whoever watches it over there got delayed 40 minutes, and then the Saudi government said, "Okay, F you then." So we'll hold you guys back, like hostage.
Why didn't they pay them?
That I'm not too sure, but it came out today apparently on page I follow that they renew their contract till 2027.
Oh, they made up.
They made up. Yeah, it's all blood money. They all made up, bro. It's all BS. Oh, you don't pay me? Fine, screw you. Oh, we're not on TV? Screw you. But they made up. But Vince is apparently furious. Very furious. You don't piss Vince McMahon off. That's why the whole.
I like how they let people like Brock Lesnar go.
No, because his plane was chartered right away. Like as soon as the match finished, he left. Like he left.
Damn.
Him and Paul, they probably took their photos and everything, interview, and they just bounced. They bounced.
Brock don't play.
That's why the whole SmackDown debacle happened. NXT stars were there, and the invasion started the whole Survivor Series. But yeah, Vince McMahon was apparently, if you look it up, Vince McMahon was furious with this whole crap, which explains.
Doing MBS.
Yeah, but anyway, and they renew a contract today, so go figure. But yeah, overall, like I said, it's been the best. I think it's the third Saudi show. I liked it. I like the hype. I think they should do this more when it's like big show like this. Have a guest star, have a celebrity.
Earlier this year, they had the one in Australia.
That's the last October. The big showdown. That was last October.
No, it was this year.
Really?
Yeah, it was some bullshit. Super Showdown.
Oh yeah, Super Showdown.
Oh.
Yeah, but
And then we saw the last match, which was Seth Rollins versus
The Fiend.
Yeah, it was lame.
I
was happy because I never thought Seth Rollins was a good. As face, I agree. He's just he's better.
Well, Seth Rollins is pissed apparently. He goes, I don't understand. He's like, these fans were behind me 6 months ago, but now I'm champion. They're not. So, well, and on top of that, Seth Rollins is very annoying on Twitter.
And I like this reign. Yeah, this reign of Bray was not a placeholder reign because the first time he was champion 2 years ago.
It was placeholder, yeah.
It was in between. Like he lost it to Randy.
Yeah, lost it to Randy at WrestleMania. So it was a placeholder.
He won it at
that chamber match. Yeah. Well, he beat John Cena, AJ Styles.
I think after that WrestleMania, I just checked out.
Kind of did. Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, Crown Jewel was all right. But let's jump from that square circle to the other square circle. Saturday night over.
So like what? That's it.
That's it. I mean,
what's going on? What's happening? What's the next pay per view?
The 15 TLC. Oh no, Survivor Series.
Which is gonna be NXT, WWE, and Raw.
Yes.
Which will be Brock, The Fiend, and Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, baby.
See, now, I again my last thought on this. I was pissed for Adam because he's been on NXT for 2.5 years.
2 years in August, yeah.
So it's like, but now it pays off. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be in the ring with Brock. Okay,
it pays off.
I would. I'm like, I'll do it. Okay, it's Brock.
Hopefully
to do that. If the narrative is the whole NXT SmackDown Raw.
And then obviously War Games coming up too. That's another good one coming up. Right. It's a good weekend. Danny Bunn's one of the favorite pay-per-views.
War Games when?
It's the Saturday before Survivor Series.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's gonna be a packed weekend.
Big weekend.
Yep. But that's it for WWE. We gotta watch WWE tonight anyway. Yeah. Survivor Series, NXT.
And then we go to
the other square circle.
We go to Vegas where
the MGM Grand where
Canelo attempted greatness and became a 4-division champion on the Canelo Kovalev The Zone.
The Zone, yes.
This third fight in a year with this platform and
December, May, and now November.
And yeah. Well, we start off in the co-main event where Ryan Garcia fought
Ryan Duno?
The Romero Duno, apparently the guy he's been scared of. And he destroyed him in the first round, which I was happy for him. It kind of sucked, though, because it ended so fast.
Yeah, like it was like a minute left still.
And the Zone had somewhat promised that it...
They wouldn't do cross...
Yeah, it would start his fight after the Diaz Masvidal.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of were waiting for an hour, 90 minutes.
That's horrible.
Yeah, well, before I get to that, so I guess it reminds me of the whole Saudi Arabia WWE thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, same thing happened with Ryan Garcia a couple weeks ago, where he re-signed with them.
The Zone.
Yeah, after, I know with Golden Boy.
Golden Boy Promotions.
After, and it's like, that's just like, oh my God, it's like, that's the ultimate sign of like, okay, we'll make up, kiss and make up.
That's always the case, though.
That's why contracts are just whatever. But my problem with that is that like he says, is this the most lucrative deal for a prospect? But you're like 20-0, and you still call yourself a prospect? Like, where's your title fight? Shakur Stevenson doesn't have 15 fights, and he's a world champion. This guy was his 19th fight.
They're in promotion.
Oh my God! I mean, he has to fight for a title next year. If not, I'll leave. I would leave.
So how long is this deal with
no idea, nor do I care. So so he won. Congrats to him. Hopefully he fights for a title next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think a perfect matchup with him, if he fights at 35 and on the same platform, is Devin Haney because he's the WBC champion.
WBC champion. Well, he's the world. Was it called the world champion?
Yeah. No. Loma's the franchise champion. He was promoted to that. I don't know what that means. Which is probably going to happen with Deontay because he's been champion for that for so long. And they'll give the belt to Dylan White once he fixes the situation.
Okay.
Yo, 5 months later, we're still waiting for that B sample. How shady is that shit?
I got lost somewhere.
Yeah,
I got lost.
That's terrible.
There was no tracking number there either.
That's terrible.
No tracking number in it either.
That's terrible. They're covering that. Oh my god. Anyways,
Yeah.
besides the point, yeah. He's probably Golden Boy's second biggest thing after no one, because that's it.
Jaime?
I think he's co-promoted.
Cabrera, yeah.
So yeah, you're right. Jaime.
I would have thought Jaime because he's the champion.
completely forgot
And he's
about
probably the next biggest guy behind Canelo.
him. He's going up to 60.
Oof. He's with the Canelo plan, huh?
I don't think Canelo can fight him there anymore.
We'll see.
I don't think he wants to, because the biggest name is Golovkin. He already beat that guy. To him, he said I did 24 rounds. Fuck it, whatever. So okay, going into the main event, Canelo is attempting to become a 4-division champion. He's won titles. He's been unified champion at 54, unified champion at 60. He's won a world title at 68.
Not a real belt, but okay.
And now he actually fought
For the WBO light heavyweight title 175 against Sergio the Crusher Kovalev.
Sergey Kovalev. No, he's not the Crusher anymore.
No, but he's the crushed.
He would not have fought the Crusher. He would not have fought 2015, 2014 Sergey Kovalev.
But we talked about multiple times. He picked
why-
the right opponent.
Which is why he picked him.
He picked the right
You think
opponent.
he would have picked
Dmitry Bivol or
Beterbiev?
the guy I fought 2 weeks ago who unified it. Oh,
What did he do to Gazdev?
knocked him out, man.
Yo, he Habibed him. You know how you can't Habib people in boxing, but he Habibed them. Yo, that was just a straight up. He bullied him.
And then you have Dmitry Bivol too.
Yeah,
was a big guy.
He didn't call him out. He got the old man that's already way past his prime that happens to have a belt.
You take the safe bet.
The smartest thing he can do.
Yeah,
that's great. That's good management.
He's a 4-time division winner.
And people were talking about the fight, saying, "Oh, he's gonna win by knockout because he's gonna go to the body because Canelo's an exceptional body puncher." And Andre Ward exposed Kovalev
and fought him twice.
Yeah, he showed the world that to beat him is to the body. You can't take shit to the body. So whatever. And I didn't think the fight. I'm watching the fight. I didn't think it's really competitive. Maybe Canelo was up by 1 round.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was competitive.
Had a good
close
game plan, but Canelo's Canelo, man. I mean, you can see throughout the fight he would land some good shots in the body. That's obviously probably set up what happened. But what a knockout, man. Shit. And I'm kind of glad it ended that way, because had it gone to the cards with so close, you can that creates controversy.
It can go any way, yeah.
And the fact that it ended knockout, I'm like, there's no controversy.
There's you can't just that punch is horrible.
Yeah.
He just fell and then he was hanging on like a turnbuckle, like it was done.
Yeah, I feel bad for Sergey.
But props to Sergey for lasting this long against probably the face of boxing, number one pound boxer probably.
You think he's number 1 pound for pound?
Perhaps. I mean, yeah. I think he is. He is. He's a 4-division champ. He's the hottest guy out there.
He's beaten.
Yeah.
He's only lost to one person who happens to be an anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
Losing to him is I guess that counts, but I think he's number 1 pound for pound after this fight. 4-division champion. Eager to see who he fights next. I don't think what I just said.
He don't want to 168.
I don't think he's going to 60. Because A, it's hard for him, and B, the biggest guy there is
Triple G,
and he doesn't want to do that again.
He don't want to do 168 either.
Unless it's really good money.
But you think he want to do 168 with the Herds, Charles?
No, they don't fight at 60.
The Herds? No. 154, yeah. Right.
That's 54. He's not gonna go down to 50. He can't make 54. He walks around like a 180.
So he lost like 5 pounds this class for this.
5 pounds.
He dropped like a pant size probably, if that.
Probably the easiest way to cut his life. He looked like a pit bull, right?
He looked crazy. He looked big. I'm like, yo, this guy looks huge. And he's small. Well, he's not small, but he's average height.
Was he 5'9"?
5'9". And when you talk 175, you're talking about guys who are about 6 feet.
He's a pit bull. I think he's going to 68. There's some good matches. Billy Joe Saunders.
BJS.
Callum Smith. That's all the zone
Brother
has.
Liam Smith, yeah.
But because he's Canelo, he can call those guys over there.
Yeah, co-promotion or do some kind of
Who are the 2 PBC 68-pound fighters?
Benavides and Killapant.
Yeah, Slim Shady.
More like Posner, but okay.
It's obviously easier to make the Callum Smith and Billy BJ because they're both on the
obviously
zone.
on the zone.
But yeah, so so I don't know if you knew this. It was so hard to make this fight because this guy's co-promoted. He was co-promoted by Top Rank, Kovalev. So obviously, to make this deal, he kind of needed to leave that contract and stay obviously with his main promoter, they're called Main Events Promotion, Kathy Duel. So thing is, the deal that he made with Top Rank was like, if you win,
yeah,
you get 2 fights.
Yes, I mean,
which would have been amazing because he would have won, defended the title, and beat Canelo, and then he can fight better BF or whatever.
Or Bivol.
Maybe, yeah. Or better BF would have been the much bigger fight because he has 2 belts, which would have been great. But he said if you lose, you go over there.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, like you stay there.
Yeah, so I think he just, what Andre Ward said on the Joe Rogan podcast, he said, I think he just take this fight, would take that money, which he's made reportedly. So he was, the purse is $3 million, but his financial package is $12 million.
How much did Masvidal make again?
$500,000.
That's a big difference.
$500,000.
That's a difference of.
I saw this meme that said that supposedly Canelo tipped his towel boy $500,000 just to be.
That's a difference of.
That's madness.
That's a lot of.
Well,
that's a difference of $11.5 million.
Max Kellerman said the thing is the UFC, the brand is bigger than any fighter.
No doubt, it is. It's a company. It's a company. It is. So.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I think like what Andre Ward said. I think he should take this fight, take the money, and just right off the sunset. Call it
$12 million, right?
Call it a day.
Call it a day. You're 36.
You had a stellar career, but the thing is, and it was also good business because even though Beterbiev is the best light heavyweight, he's not the biggest. That makes sense.
Not the biggest. You mean like star wise?
Yeah. Kovalev obviously is.
Yeah, of course.
He was,
and now possibly Canelo because if he has to stay, or whatever his plan is.
Now it's definitely Canelo. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't believe the thing is he has a legitimate title at 75.
Yeah, WBO.
I think he should. I think he should go to 68 and actually put some respect on his name. Get out of that fucking regular title shit.
I think he should because those guys are about the same height, all of them, more or less. BJS, 5'9", 5'10".
I think he'll destroy BJS because BJS only has one fight at 68, which was for against a nobody. Yeah. And he beat
Barely
him.
beat him.
He beat him, but he didn't knock him out.
Yeah.
Callum Smith. That boy is.
Boy is special. He knocked that boy out.
You know what him and Canelo have?
What?
They're part of a boxing brothers, but they're both the youngest ones and they're the most talented.
Oh yeah, Liam Smith and then Raul. What's his name? Raul Alvarez. Who fought for a belt? with.
I want to get into that.
Lara. But this was a good episode.
What a weekend, man.
What
a weekend.
A lot to take in.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah. And like our boy Yo Romero says, I'll see you soon, boy.
Oh.
Just give us the effing date. We'll be back in a few weeks. But it was an excellent week for all combat sports. Make sure to follow us at BumTalk_.
Absolutely.
Subscribers too, we're almost at 120. We appreciate the love.
Thank you.
WWE Raw is on tonight if you want to catch that. Also AEW Dynamite, don't forget about that. We'll watch. We kind of catch up with whatever.
Oh, this week is the pay-per-view, right?
That's right, Full Gear. Damn, that was good. Referees, there's gonna be judges in a match.
Pioneers out here.
That's right, man.
Changing
the game. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we're out of here. This episode will be uploaded tonight. Have a good night. And the words of Yo Romero, I'll see you soon, boy. Later. Peace.
Hey, Jenna! Give me the fucking ball!